What's up, Capstone family? Hey, this is Ed. The week of April the 16th, mid-month here in April of 2025, and just wanted to give you some quick reflections on the market. What we're seeing here in the space from a standpoint of what's happening that could be affecting you and your investment properties, or your ability to make moves here in this market, given what's happening in the real estate market here. Now, let me take a step back for just a second because, again, I'm not going to dig into all the different things that are happening geopolitically that could be affecting real estate. I'm not at all qualified to be answering those questions, or to the most part, even be talking from a standpoint of rates and what the interest rates are doing. What I'll say about those is that as of this week, interest rates are higher than they were just a couple of weeks ago. And what we're seeing is that you can legit see it. We do have enough houses on the market to where we can see when people are active in the market looking and when they're not. And with that, the price point that we're going to stay within is more of an entry-level price point for the most part, 300 to $1 million in this market, right? So the stats that I'll be giving you play in those spaces. Now, when you talk about the price points that are higher than that, there are a couple different measurements that there's a couple different tools that we use. You see that when we're talking about average home sale price in Phoenix as a whole, that's been going up over time as a whole because the values of these homes are just becoming more and more and more. Not just the average, the median is looking higher. So it's like, okay, we've got to then look at this differently and say, what's really happening in this market? How is it affecting the entry-level buyer? Because in my opinion, it's what affects what's coming, what's going to happen. If people aren't buying entry-level houses, then it really sets the stage for something harder down the way. We've seen this before. So I will put this out here. So right now with days of inventory, this is a measurement tool that I'm going to basically talk to here briefly because I think it's important. And what we've seen since December is we've seen a constant state of increased inventory, increased houses on the market overall. And at the price point that we're looking at, that call it 300 to $1 million, we've seen demand peter out a little bit. Why? Interest rates are higher. It's harder for people to get under houses. A few weeks ago, interest rates dipped for just a second, for like 48 hours. All of a sudden, you saw houses going under contract, and then what happened? It stalled because these buyers are seeing interest rates can come down by a half a point or more for a quick minute, and they jump in, they lock their rates, they get out, they shop, they buy the houses, and now those that missed that opportunity are probably waiting again for that opportunity. So where this makes sense to some people, where I'd be thinking about this, if you've got a portfolio, this is a relatively volatile or more challenging market for sellers right now. Even 6 months ago, we would have been having a different conversation. And for buyers, the opportunity is arising. And the opportunity for those of you looking to potentially buy more property, when we've got, like right now, we've got 106 days worth of properties on the market, which is a lot. The average right now, the running average is 94 days. We're above the average. So it's like when you look at where we were in COVID, like we were at like 20 to 30 days of inventory during COVID, which things were flying, right? Now we're up to 106 days of inventory. And that means that we have to be patient. When we put houses on the market, we've got to be patient. But as buyers, when we're looking at that 106, oh my gosh, shoot, give me a search at properties that are at close to that 100 days on market, and I could see where some deals might be had. Now, if you're financing, it might be a different story. We have to work the numbers backwards and make sure that everything really pencils. But as that happens, inventory is going to change. Inventory is going to shift as interest rates drop. So I think that now is a great opportunity for people to get ready, for people to be in a place to say, okay, what are my options? Let's prepare for those options and be ready if the market does shift. And let's say interest rates drop tomorrow by 1.5 points. Would you be ready for what's to come? If half of these properties were gone in 45 days, because ultimately at the end of the day, the market shifting that quick would impact it. And who knows, I'm making all this up, of course, but it's like, wow, there would be a crazy surge of people trying to get into houses because they see this window of opportunity. And would you be ready for it? So again, I wanted to bring just at least a few stats. When you ask people how the market's doing out here, I'm always like, well, it depends on who you ask. You know that. And depending on who you ask right now, if you're selling a house, you're feeling that pinch. We've got houses that are listed, and yes, you know, we're seeing people looking, but it turns into, you know, more people kind of checking it out, seeing what their options are, and we're seeing more people backing out of contract too, which has become more popular. It was up more than 10% here in the last month, which is very interesting. So I appreciate you watching. I hope this was helpful. We'll bring you more content as we see it, what's happening in the market. Want to make sure that you're ready for what's to come, and you can see through the lens that we're seeing it as, okay, there's so much movement right now, so much happening, and the good news, great news, is that Arizona is that place that still has a ton of growth, a ton of opportunity, and the future looks amazingly bright. We're just in a very interesting space right now in the market as a whole. Cool. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time.